One, two, three. Welcome everybody today to Mom and Dad Talks, where our favorite two people are Mom and Dad, and we have a special guest today. Her name is Sharon Brown, and folks, you're going to be for a special treat today here. I mean, she is awesome. She's from Highest Dimensions Entertainment, HDE company, and what I really like about she's a Christian and is producing clean content, and she's also an actor coach. So if you need some ability to be able to act, contact my sis right now. So before we begin here, Sharon, there's a lot of stuff we talked about you in the Blue Room before you got up here. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, let's see. I'm in Raleigh, North Carolina right now, but I grew up across from Andrews Air Force Base. My dad was the original Tuskegee Airman. He retired in around 1968, 69. So I was born in California. My sister was born in Alaska. And he retired in Maryland. So we stopped right across from Andrews Air Force Base. That's where I grew up. Grew up military. I have one son and 4 grandchildren.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. So, I've always known that I wanted to act and do something in the entertainment field. I sing. I got to do something that felt so surreal. You all are familiar with William Devon, Diamond in the Back, Sun Rooftop.
Oh, yeah.
Be thankful for what you got.
Yeah.
So I met him in 2007, and I had went out to Los Angeles, California back in the 90s, and I recorded 3 demos under Norman Connors. And
you just come up with surprises for me, Sharon. I mean, you just bringing up you've been around some special people. Keep on going.
Yeah, so I didn't do much with that. I didn't do anything with that with the things that we recorded then, but I knew it was something that God was calling me to do in the industry. So I just kept going. I met William in 2007, and my girlfriend, we're all like at the fish market. Mm-hmm. And so there was a guy sitting down at the bottom, and he had on all this gold. And I don't even want to say what I said, but
yeah, first of all, the gold just got you right there. It just kind of just came out.
So yes, it was something about the gold. I said, so I was like, who was that sitting down? It was like William Devon. I'm like, yeah, right. William Devon sitting at the end of our table in the fish market. Okay.
How black can you be? All right, come on.
All right. And she was like, no, I'm serious. She's like, I'm going down there. I'm telling him you got a demo. So she did. Mm-hmm. And so he wanted to talk to me, took me outside. We talked a little bit. He said, I'd like for you to come to my studio. So anyways, we became the best of friends. 2015, he actually started dating my sister.
Oh, my.
Come 2015, he did a show. And that song, Be Thankful for What You Got, back in the 70s, that was one of my favorite songs. And he had me as a background singer. And that was it was like, wow, this was, my favorite song. You couldn't have told me I'd be on stage singing background for William Devon. So that was such a blessing back then. I did a movie called All the Man I Need. Mm-hmm. And that's you can watch that on Tubi. That's on Tubi. Mm-hmm. And I was on Fatal Attraction. Mm-hmm. Been on several things. I've directed several plays. I was responsible for writing plays in my church. I was responsible for our New Year's Eve service. Mm-hmm. So I always wrote the plays for our New Year's Eve service. And then, the Lord sent me to school for acting. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, at this age? Mm-hmm. And the first thing I saw was a gentleman on their website. I came out of the National Conservatory of Dramatic Arts in Washington, D.C.
Ooh, big time.
Yeah.
Special.
They had, as for a commercial, it was a guy that was like 72 years old. Mm-hmm. And he had been taking the acting classes. And the Lord let me see him. I was like, oh, I can do this.
If he can do it, it's a scratch. I can definitely do this thing.
Yeah, so I did. And it was actually a couple of people that was even older than me in there. Mm-hmm. So that was back in 2010, 2011, somewhere around there. So I finished that, and that's when I started teaching acting. Mm-hmm. And just met a lot of people through doing that, and a lot of people that were film producers would reach out to me for actors, and I just love acting, and I love teaching acting. So instead of trying to run after audition after audition after audition, I decided to create my own show. So So that's what I did. First, I had been working on a show called Tales of Reality.
Mm-hmm.
And people kind of like, well, how can a tale be reality?
Come on now.
Now, looking at the Christian side of it, most of us are living a tale, but we think it's our reality.
Oh, come on now. Don't preach today.
So it's that one is what I thought it was going to be, but that wasn't coming together. And I, like I said, I met Charles back in 2007, and we actually, me and my girlfriend were producing a comedy documentary for him. And that's how we met. And so it's always been comedy, comedy, comedy. I go to sleep listening to comedy. I love comedy. So finally the light bulb went off and I heard sitcom and comedy. So that's what I've been working on. And it's based on cultural harmony. So I have a blended family, and, and especially in the day and time that we're in, it's needed. And of course, it's clean, good, fun comedy. And I have a message, in it towards the end of every episode. So I'm excited for that to come into fruition.
And we are excited for you because, you just have a plethora. You just keep the gift that keeps on giving. I don't think we even scratched the surface with you. So we're definitely going to bring you back on the show here. Because I'm going to ask this question, but I know my parents are itching to ask you a question here and stuff like that. Because what I really want to know here is, when we were talking earlier, what made you decide to say, you know what, I'm going to develop my own show? Because you told me it earlier. I want our audience to hear what you told me. What inspired you to do that real quick?
Because I can't find anything on TV that I feel comfortable looking at.
Come on, just tell it like it is. Tell it like it is.
It's so hard. I'll find something that is comical, but then it's got so much cursing.
Yeah.
It just irritates me and I can't enjoy it listening to it. It's some comedians that they are so funny to me, but I just can't look at them long because I can't take the cursing. It just irritates my spirit. I just can't. And so it's hard to find anything on television now. And the bottle is the go-to that supposedly solves everyone's problems. You can't look at a television show today without somebody holding some kind of alcohol in their hand. Have you noticed that?
Yeah. Ooh.
Every show has somebody holding alcohol. If they get upset, they got to go grab the bottle. Even some of these so-called shows that are based on a church. Yeah. And that really irritates me because even you got the pastor running to the bottle. And I'm like, come on, y'all.
Come on. Can someone run to Jesus? I love this. I love this. Sharon, like I said, I got to bring you back because, like I said, there's more to you than meets the eye because you have a lot of experience here. But before we get off, Mom and Dad, I know you guys have questions. What are your questions we want to ask Sharon before she gets off today?
Who's your favorite comedian?
My favorite comedian. Oh my gosh, I have so many of them. I really like Steve Harvey. Now I find Kevin Hart hilarious in his acting, but the cursing, it's just too much. Who else do I like?
Cursing and stupidity.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate that he portrays us Black men as being stupid.
Yes. Stupid. And you're right. And it's hard to find any that are not what you just said.
Hey, you know what? You're right. You bring up a great point, Sharon. It's just hard because that image gets imprinted in people's minds. And you're trying to change the image to make more of a positive so people feel better about themselves and understand better. And that's what I really like because you've been through the gamut. You sang on #1 albums. You've been on movies, you've been on television shows, and now you say, you know what, I want to do something even more. And I think my mom wants to ask a question. Mom, what do you want to ask?
Well, I just want to ask, how far do you live from where Todd is on this program? Your physical,
Where are you, Todd?
I'm in Chesapeake.
And we're in
Chesapeake, Virginia.
So where
Virginia Beach.
Oh, I'm in Raleigh.
So it's about 5 hours.
North Carolina.
North Carolina.
Raleigh, North Carolina.
That's your permanent address. Yeah, around Raleigh is your permanent address then.
Yeah.
Okay, so that lets me figure how close you are to actually Chesapeake.
Mm-hmm.
That was what I wanted to know because
Yeah.
when we come out there, you know, I was saying, well, you run down to Raleigh. I don't know.
Yeah, most definitely.
We have to be invited first, you know.
Okay, well, you all are always welcome to come anytime you're down here.
And I wasn't talking about popping in like he thought I was expecting before doing some connection before we come out to Virginia.
Okay.
We'll have to set that up.
Yeah. Oh, and Michael J. Michael J. is good. Now he's a clean comedian.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Jr.
Oh yeah,
he's good too.
Yeah, I mean,
my all-time favorite is still Sinbad.
Sinbad, yes, I like Sinbad too.
But I noticed that now he doesn't do a lot of
I
appearances.
know. That's why I didn't think about him because I haven't seen him on anything.
Well, he does a lot of touring and stuff because it's something that's first of all, just let you know, Sharon, Sinbad's from my area.
Okay.
My neck of the woods. It's Benton Harbor, Michigan. We live in Niles. And that's why he's a real big favorite of the family because he's from our area. You got to support the home guy. Plus, he's a comedian, and his father was a pastor. My mom gave him his driver's license.
Okay,
so there's a lot of connections with that. But we don't have much time to talk about that. But so the whole point is, Sinbad said that once you figure out the industry, and I'm going to end up on this question here, and you start figuring out how to make money. Like people take advantage of, that's what happens. That's how it works, right? But once you figure it out and say you're not taking advantage of it anymore, then they don't want to use you because that's how the industry works, to take advantage of you. Mm-hmm. That's what he said. What are your thoughts on that before we close there, Sharon?
As far as the industry using you?
Yeah, as far as the industry using you, how they kind of, well, I hate to say it, sometimes they take advantage of actors. Mm-hmm. They take advantage of your craft, not pay you what you're worth. And
go ahead. I got one answer for that.
Okay.
Attorney. Mm. If you want to be a serious actor, you need an attorney. And that way they're not gonna get over on you. But so many people want to be out here doing everything on their own. Mm-hmm. I didn't want to go through I didn't want to pay somebody to film a lot of stuff and then try to get somebody to do this. The real way to get yourself marketed, when you have a show that you want, you get an attorney, and if that attorney doesn't pitch, he can set you up in the room to pitch your story. I mean, to pitch whatever it is that you're working on. And then if they like it, if this network likes it, they might send back a few notes. Okay, let's see if you can do this, or we want to see this, or we want to change that. So you go back, do what you can with what they're asking you to do. You take it back. If they green light it, they send their production company to film, because the TV show, I mean, the television stations, they have their own production companies. That's why you see everything looks the same on certain stations. So when people are out here spending a lot of money on recording their stuff, and if they want it to go there, they've just wasted all that money because they're going to redo it anyway.
You know what, folks? Let's drop the dime moment on Mom and Dad Talk. We're going to end it there. Like I said, and Sharon, I mean, this is educational, enlightening. I got to bring you back because I know there's more to you, and there's some other stuff we want to bring out in you too. Sharon, before we go, if people want to get into your acting class or get in contact with you, how would they be able to do that?
Well, right now I'm actually not doing any, only because of the television show. I did some earlier today, but if they go to highest SharonBrownTV.com, they can go on the network. I mean, go on the website. But it's fun. Maybe it is time for me to do one more because you brought it up. 2 other people just asked me, "Are you doing any more classes?"
We got a lot of.
But I'm trying not to draw myself too thin because I do like to be able to give my students the attention, that they need. And I don't ever have more than 3 to 4 students at one time. That's because I do like 2 hours, and they usually have a lot of questions, and it's a lot to learn, and you got to give everybody their, the attention that they need. So, but that is, I know I don't have anything, no new classes up on the website right now, but just because you asked, I'm going to go on and create one.
Oh, thank you. In fact, that was one of my dad's majors was he wanted to be an actor in his life.
Oh, okay.
So that's why he was smiling.
Well, he still can be.
No, I did the next best thing. I became a teacher.
Okay, all right. But now that I know you, when I have some different spots for different roles on my show, I'm calling.
So we're going to, like I said, folks, we're going to end on that note. We want to thank you, Sharon, for coming on our special edition on Mom and Dad Talks. Folks, go out there and support her when her show comes out. Watch it. You know, and if you want to be there, thank you for opening up a spot. Because folks, you better get there quick. She's a great teacher. Let me tell you that right now. I know that firsthand. Anyway, till next time, we'll see you again on Mom and Dad